The whole film is about the tension that exists between fighting for justice or moving on, or sometimes having both. It's not as exciting as blowing up things or seeing blood and mayhem. So how do you show something that's a non-event? That's something that ceases rather than something that arises. And so since it's something that ceases, you have to show the process that people go through for that cessation to happen. Each experience was unique, and sitting with a lot of people who had killed a lot of people is not an easy experience. It was always sort of daunting, actually, and many times I didn't know what I was doing. I've deliberately tried to make things not prescriptive in my film. I'm a filmmaker. I don't know I don't know the answers to a lot of these questions, and this was really my journey into finding these things. The characters speak for themselves. It's their journeys, and it's up to you what you take from their journeys and what you learn from them or not. One of the things a film does is show absolute strength in vulnerability. The vulnerability is something that we're all afraid of, and it opens up that wound that you might be hiding. It opens up that thought that you might not want to think, and that starts the whole conversation rolling. It's a process to forgive or to move on or not, or to just stay there fighting for justice. All of it is a process. So I want to start the conversation, but Arbinger is the one that actually makes the conversation happen. That's how I see it. And I see the Anatomy of Peace as one of those places which takes so many of the elements that we talk about in the book, in the movie, into the book. There are a lot of people who've called their parents, who they haven't called in a long time, like 15 years, some of them. And it's just an opener of a conversation, and not a conversation outside many times, but a conversation within. And what I'd really like is for as many people as possible to see it. Whatever their reactions are, wherever they are in this process, I know that some of it will always stay with them because it's a very transformative film. There'll be a line 18 years from now, oh, that film I saw, that's what I want people to do. It's like taking your power back. You're no longer possessed by the bitterness or the constant thoughts of why did this person do it. It's like being possessed. And when people forgive, what they find is that they've got their power back. They no longer have to think about that as much. This story is a human story. It's not just Rwanda or Ireland or Israel and Palestine. It's about everybody. There is an alternative. There's a very disruptive alternative, which is forgiving and moving on.